I thought I'd give some of these easy kits a go. I mentioned somewhere on a post that I've never actually built a Star Wars kit, which is absolutely true. So I grabbed this cheap off eBay, and my local hobby store, Hobbycraft, had this on offer, and this is one of the ones with the lights and sounds. I've seen a few videos of people taking these pre-painted kits by Revell, building them up and just adding some simple weathering, and they look absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to sit down tonight, start building them, start applying a few washes, and we'll see what happens. Really looking forward to it. That is a ridiculous amount of packaging. All these pieces are all in little separate plastic bags. That's ridiculous. Oh well, let's get them open. And that's everything out of the rather excessive plastic packaging. It's really nice. The detail is really crisp. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen the Revell kits, and the panel lines and all the details. Absolutely fantastic. For a really cheap, easy to get hold of kit that's pre-painted, I think this is absolutely superb. The one thing that is quite funny though is poor old Obi-Wan. The sculpt is nice, but that face, wow, look at those eyes. I can repaint that, that's easy enough. Cool, yeah, let's start assembling it. So I've got the main components of this one put together. There's the wings with the droid. There's the cockpit, which opens up quite nicely. Decent detailed interior. The wings actually do fold out on these side sections here. Kind of difficult to do one-handed, but you know what this thing looks like. Yeah, that went together fairly easily in the space of about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to finish construction, add the nozzles on, and then we'll start looking at applying some washes to it. Well, there's that. It's really quite nice actually. A little bit gappy in places, but you know, for a few minutes clicking something together, although I did use glue obviously just to keep it in place. It's rather swish. Get the wings out. The wings pop on and off quite easily, so I can get underneath to paint this. So it's a decent sized model. That cost me what, about 10 quid, including postage? I know you can get much smaller ones, but I think this is about the right sort of size. And obviously there's the cockpit that I can put Obi-Wan in once I painted him up a bit better. Right, let's give it a wash. So here I've made a start adding some wash. I'm just using this Humbrol dark grey enamel wash, cheap and cheerful. Just applying it with a brush and then wiping off with a cloth and rinse and repeat. And by going directionally, of course, you get streaking and a bit of dynamics. So I don't know how easily it's going to show up in the light. There's just a few passes with the wash on there compared to the other side, which is just the bare plastic. So maybe you can see, yeah, sort of dark side versus light side. No pun intended. Yeah, build up some more of this all over. Looking good. And there it is. There's Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter with the first round of wash applied. All streaky and mucky, and those panel lines really popping, giving it a really nice look. For such a small, easy put together model, it really does look stunning with very little work. Really impressed. That's round one. I'll probably do some more tomorrow night maybe. In the meantime, it's on to the A-Wing, which has lights and sound. So here's the components for the A-Wing. Probably a fewer pieces than the Jedi Starfighter, obviously the main bits being the top and bottom of the main hull. What's cool about this is it's one of the modern build and play pieces which comes with this module with a switch that has lights and sounds. So does that. And it does that, which is freaking awesome. As anyone who's built any ships knows, lighting kits and sound kits are quite expensive and tedious and time-consuming to install. And having a module that contains everything you want, no matter how toyetic it might appear, really adds a huge dimension. Yes, I'm going to start putting this together, and then we'll do the same thing with the washes and start bringing it to life. Well, that went together like an absolute dream. So simple, so well made, and it's an impressive kit just like that. You can open the cockpit, I'm not going to right now. The landing gear, flip in. Detail is really nice. Obviously the paint scheme is very stark and bland, but we're about to sort that out, aren't we? Let's see if we can't do some live on-camera stuff. Let's move this up, let's move that out. Let's adjust all of this. And let's try and... Okay. So where are we? So we're here. Cool. Got my dark grey wash. There it is. Cheap and nasty. Not very nasty really. Seems to be working really well for me. And I'm just going to be splurging this around.
Indeed, General Skywalker. The locals have proven to be more resourceful than we anticipated. But that's not the reason for your visit.
Looks really mucky and horrible to begin with, but you know, we're going to take care of that. And the whole used future look of Star Wars really is one of its defining images, its defining points. Let's just start with the front and slowly work our way back across the model, and then build up more at the front, and then we'll do the underneath. I won't film all of this, just some of it. I mean, I'm sure you've seen and done washes yourselves. Dirty, dirty, splurgy, dirty.
It is an honor to be serving you. I find it very interesting, Captain, that you are able to recognize the value
Okay,
of
let's do that, and grab yourself some kitchen paper, and just start wiping it off, wiping it back.
But it will not be rewarded. There's a reason my command is so effective.
Do that nice and don't knock it.
Things by the book, and that includes protocol. Have all platoons ready to move out immediately. That is all.
So obviously we're doing a couple of things here. We're removing the excess, leaving the wash in the recesses. And also, by moving in a backwards fashion, we start to create these streaks and this illusion of movement and dirt built up. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get these panel lines accented. You have to excuse the sound of the background. I've got the Clone Wars cartoon on. I've not actually seen the Solo film yet, but I know that a certain character shows up, and I know that that certain character is in the Clone Wars and the Rebels cartoon, so I'm sort of re-watching and refreshing my memory before I get around to sitting and watching that. I have to say, I've never been a big Star Wars fan, but I always found the period that the prequel films was set in to be far more interesting. Although the prequel films themselves are mostly unwatchable rubbish, that Clone Wars era, that political era, something about that I just find far more entertaining than the sort of swashbuckling space opera that the original trilogy was. Rather enjoying the new films as well. Episodes 7 and 8. I don't have a problem with them. Right, get rid of that.
The men don't need rest. They need the resolve to complete the task at hand. CT 7567, are you reading me?
Excuse me, sir.
See, already we're seeing a great transformation here. You can see the front of the vehicle that's got some of the wash on versus the rear of the vehicle that hasn't.
Despite the difficulty of the conditions, the battalion is making good time. These men just need a little break.
Do a little bit more on camera, then I'll just carry on off camera and show you the results. Just get these panel lines sorted. Doesn't matter if you go a bit heavy-handed, because obviously you're removing most of it, and any excess of wash you can just manipulate to look like dirt and muck and what have you. Try and suck up some of that excess and get it into those panel lines there, into those little crannies and nooks. Obviously it's going to look really interesting on the white here, or light grey I suppose it is. Although I'm pulling forwards here, it's going to have the same effect overall. I think it's important to maintain the direction forward and back. If I start going left and right, it's going to look smudged.
Are you questioning my order? This battalion will take the main road straight to the capital. You will not stop.
I need to get the other one of these now. This one's really nice. There's a white and blue variant as well. I had a quick look online. It seems to be out of stock in a few places. I'll have to give Amazon a go. Only problem on occasion, not always, on occasion with buying with Amazon is you're, although you think you're buying the right thing, you might be buying just a kit and you have a randomly supplied red or blue one. I'd rather have a red and a blue rather than two red. And the rest of the build and play stuff that's out there, the Millennium Falcon from the Solo movie with its extra front kind of escape pod bit stuck in there looks quite nice. There's the regular Millennium Falcon, I suppose. I guess it's the regular one. It might be the Episode 7 one with a different shaped dish. I haven't really looked that closely. What else is there? There's the TIE Silencer Kylo Ren ship. There's quite a few of them. I don't know, do pre-painted models get a bad rap amongst model builders, the model building community? I've never really noticed. They seem like one of those things that probably look down upon, but the people who know love them and enjoy them, I've got to say. For someone who spends an awful lot of time procrastinating and half-finishing models, getting something like this that you can sit in an evening, put together, apply a few of your skills to, and get an instant decent result. This is fantastic. This is a shot in the arm. This is what this is. Highly recommend that anyone who's feeling a bit low on their creative juices, just grab one of these kits. Out of the box, they're really fun to build. A little bit of work, a little bit of a wash. Looking good. Give that a good rub down. Get my hand out of the way so you can see what's going on. It's me rubbing an A-wing. Oh man, those B-wing models. They're great, and they're sold out everywhere. You can't get those for love nor money. Really nice. I never really liked the X-Wings or Y-Wings. I always thought they were rather boring designs. This A-Wing, as simple as it is, there's something about it. It's got character to it. And the B-Wing's always been my favourite because it's just so unusual. I'm enjoying this. Cool, right, I'm going to stop filming and talking rubbish because you're probably bored of listening to me natter. And I'm going to carry on applying the wash all over and doing the same, building up and building up and building up. And not for long, I'll probably just work on it for another half hour, then I'm just going to chill out and watch some cartoons. Cool. Well, there she is with wash all over. Some areas a little bit heavier than the rest. Just brings out the panel lines, brings out the detail. Looking pretty nice, even if I say so myself. And here's the fun part. That's really cool. And again, the other sound. Engines lighting up. Obviously I can do a lot more. I can add a whole ton of weathering, streaking and burnt bits and engine exhaust bits and all sorts. But for now, for tonight, for what I've spent maybe 2 hours tops putting together and giving these guys a wash. I'm rather pleased with that result. Not bad, sitting in the armchair, making models. Gonna get some more of these. You should give them a go. If you've looked at these models, maybe written them off because they're cheap or simple or pre-painted, don't. Just get one and have a go. I can't recommend it highly enough. Cool. Alright, see you guys out there. Have a good night.